And Joe Biden sold off our foreign policy. Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, got a $5 million bribe from Ukraine. That's why we're sending $200 billion back to that same country. The fact of the matter is the Republican Party is not that much better. You have the likes of Nikki Haley, who stepped down from her time at the UN. Bankrupt or in debt was her family. Then she becomes a military contractor. She joins the board of Boeing and otherwise, and is now a multimillionaire. So I think that that's wrong when Republicans do it or Democrats do it. That's the choice we face. Do you want a leader from a different generation who's going to put this country first, or do you want Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels?
All right, Mr.
In which case, we've got 2 of them on stage tonight.
Ramaswamy, thank you.
He really wanted to get that dig in on Ron Desantis, and I actually liked it. It was my favorite comment that he made. Really fast, I want to say substantively that he is not a neocon, and I know that because he says it over and over, despite the fact that he has called for massive mobilization of soldiers at the southern border, building a border wall at the southern and the northern wall as well. And presumably military contractors would make no money off of any of that, or building 20% more ships for a Navy. No one would make any money off of that. And I know it because he says he's different in some way. But he was just trying to, I guess, in a not even that subtly misogynistic way, attack Nikki Haley and point out the Ron DeSantis Bootgate. What did you guys make of that?
Ron didn't get a chance to respond, right? Go ahead, Brett.
Well, I thought it was amazing because he didn't know whether people heard his other dig at Ron DeSantis. So like 45 minutes later in the debate, did you guys notice that he went back to it again? He's like, there's 2 people here in with his like poofy, weird hairdo, being like, there's 2 people here that definitely have tall heels. Did everyone see the meme? Did I meme well? I mentioned Rogan earlier. Did I meme well enough?
When Nikki Haley responded to his comment and said something about what her heels were, he was like, no, but there's a second one. He definitely wanted that credit. Ron DeSantis, do you think that it was wise on his part to just stay out of it and hope that people forget about that moment?
Yes. It's the one smart thing I think, at least recently, somewhat recent history, that Ron DeSantis has pulled off. Sometimes, and also when there's the thing, you can tell how much these guys are coached. Tim Scott being number 1 in my brain, but in any debate, you can tell how much they're coached and how they're trying to stay within the game plan. So they obviously told Ron DeSantis, yo, if somebody comes for you, because they might, just stay looking straight. The guy can be right next to you, and you see literally in the split screen this guy's face bobbing in your ear, and it just doesn't look like he's attached. I get the purpose for saying he shouldn't be engaging or turning this way and getting a fight, because it looks like you're getting into petty arguments when you're supposed to be, prestigious and like a presidential type of looking guy. But he just looked like he didn't know what was going on, or if he's just waiting for a chance to say something else and it's just digging in his ear. It just doesn't come off looking right. And I've gotten to the point, because I'm pretty sure that Ron DeSantis is not going to get this nomination. I've gotten to the point where I'm beginning to feel sorry for him. He has no idea what's going on. He has no idea why he looks as bad as he does. And the things that they've been telling him to say, the one-liners, the stone cold dead, all that stuff, it ain't working. It's not working. And honestly, I don't think anything he would do would work. It just doesn't work for him. It's just one of those just bad luck things. He just doesn't have it.
I just got to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy for a second. Yeah. Man, is he annoying. He's the worst. He is extra. He's too much. He needs to just take it down a notch. He's just grating and annoying. And he's going to talk about Nikki Haley's heels and even Ron DeSantis' heels. But that guy had on the biggest dancing shoes for that answer that I've ever seen. He is tiptoeing and doing this crazy footwork because this guy is trying to tell everybody that he has a new initiative called the No to Neocons Initiative, where he wants to be the guy who's not interventionist. But he is saying that we beef everything up, and he's saying we need to support Israel because he knows that he can't give on that thing. That's like the one thing he can't say, and it'll get him canceled within the Republican Party. But the way, the insulting, slimy, gross way that he talks about American support for Israel is, I just think that Israel needs to be able to take care of itself. I would tell Bibi, you go do it. He wants a bellicose stance. He's not going to be able to divorce American support for Israel on the international stage. No one's going to drive a wedge between that. But he needs to do this stupid, crappy, like branding line nobody picks up on, where he's saying he's the non-interventionist one, and it was gross. It was misogynistic against Nikki Haley. The only thing was kind of funny about was with Ron DeSantis, who's pathetic, but no one heard it anyway.
The way that he tried to dance around that of saying that they have a right, but also a responsibility. It was this like paternalistic thing being used to, without being explicit, imply less intervention. That the intervention in terms of billions of dollars would definitely come. I don't know if anybody remembers, but there was a time when in a prior election, they asked all the Republicans, you all say we shouldn't do foreign aid, but you definitely support aid for Israel. Would you cut that as well? And Rand Paul was the only person that said that he would cut that as well. And even he had to backtrack a day or two after because the response from the Republicans was so negative to that. So Ramaswamy, maybe if it was totally up to him, would be consistent ideologically on that, but I don't actually see that happening. And his position on these issues is so ridiculous. Like, yes, Nikki Haley might ideologically have some things in common with Dick Cheney, and certainly the neocons caused a lot of issues, and he calls them bloodthirsty for that. But he's in a way totally apathetic to massive amounts of blood, not only in Israel, because he was one of many who didn't even see fit to mention the fact that 10,000 people had died. He's not bloodthirsty. He just doesn't care if thousands of people die. But he would also apply that in a way that many of the others on the stage wouldn't to Ukraine as well. He doesn't give a damn about civilians being killed. He doesn't care about Ukrainian soldiers. He doesn't care about the fact that a lot of Russian soldiers are dying from this conflict. And so he might not be bloodthirsty, but he seems utterly apathetic to apocalyptic amounts of death happening. I don't know if that's better for young Republicans. I don't know.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, they don't want to think about it. It's not that, and that's half of politics anyway, is knowing just what to say, what not to say. And he's just not going to say it. And as you pointed out earlier, there's no one's going to call him out for that framing or anything like that. I mean, he just wants the points for the branding, because 100% of it, like Vivek Ramaswamy is not going to be the next president of the United States. I don't think he'll ever be president of the United States. He wants to make millions and millions of consulting dollars after he's able to to establish himself and sell millions and millions of dollars worth of books. That's it.
Yeah, books, and he'll probably start a podcast or whatever. He's going to make some sort of right-wing media company or something like that.
He's worth like $90 million or something like that.
Yes, but never underestimate how significant of a hole all of these people have that billions of dollars can't fill. We're talking about him, and you had larger points to make about Ramaswamy. I haven't had a chance to weigh in because I haven't done the prior debate. So I'll just say he's basically Ben Shapiro, isn't he? Like, he talks really fast, and he gives the impression that he understands what he is talking about. And he is technically younger than other people who do the thing that he's doing. And yet he tries to use that to imply that he's representative of a younger generation. He says the word generation more than all the rest of them combined. But is he? Like, he's representative of, 22-year-old libertarians, but he doesn't believe that climate change exists. His position on abortion is wildly out of step with any Gen Zer. His issues on labor, nothing in common with these. He's on TikTok, and he's technically 38. And aside from that, how is he more in line with young conservatives than Ron DeSantis? They both talk about woke stuff all of the time, but that hardly makes them dissimilar from most other Republicans. He wants to imply that he has this close connection to younger voters, that he can draw them in, and yet he disagrees with wildly popular stances amongst younger Republicans and independents. So I've never understood that attempt to brand himself in that way.
Early on, he was better at talking on camera. That's it. Mm-hmm. He had a good energy. He had a new message. He was trying, in the early debates, I pointed out that he really locked into the messaging that Ben Shapiro type generation locks onto. But and he had all the buzzwords. He was there to appeal to the crypto bro libertarian, like, I have 4 thoughts about politics, but I think they free me up to be the smartest person in the world about politics. He is the best at finding new framings on things of anybody up there. Everybody else up there, when they talk, frequently the people I'm trying to find things to give him credit for. People just glaze over. It's like, oh, here's another thing where it's like, oh, America should be strong. We need to support our allies and attack our enemies. China sucks. He's the guy who's like in the middle of a Ron Desantis answer about fentanyl when Ron Desantis did here's a touching story of a person I know who overdosed. Ramaswamy gets the credit for that story because he says it sounds like they were poisoned. And it's not an overdose. People are poisoning. It's bioterrorism. That's a new angle on it. He used the beginning of this debate, by the way, to go after the media itself, which is, I don't think, something a lot of people besides Trump have ever really done, and certainly not the way he did it.
Thanks for watching. If you become a member, you get to watch all this ad-free, except for, of course, this ad. Still, hit the join button below.